So, no introduction to a programming language would be complete without the obligatory Hello World program. And in this video, what we're going to take a look at is we're going to see the Hello World program, and we're going to see that at a place called the Go Playground. We're also going to take a look at packages and see a little bit about packages. And so we'll see the basic structure of a Go program. And then we're going to learn a little bit about documentation and the difference between GoLang.org and GoDoc.org. So the first thing is the Go Playground. And if you go to Google and you type in GoLang Playground, it will take you to the Go Playground, if I could type. And often when you're searching for something about Go on the internet, you want to type in GoLang, because if you type in just Go, like if I was to type in Go Playground right here, it'd probably give me a list of, or it might give me a list of local playgrounds in my neighborhood. So here is a GoLang Playground, and GoLang just stands for the Go language. And when you come here, this is a place where you can run Go code. So I'm going to resize my window so that the results, which will print out right here, are closer to the code. So when I click run, it sends all the code to some server that Google has somewhere, compiles that code, runs it, and then returns the results and shows them right here. So this is the Go Playground. There's a couple of cool things about it. One is you could automatically format your code. And so if I click format, fixes all the spacing. And so that's kind of like a little linting tool. And we could integrate that with our editors. We could also run a Go format command from the terminal command line, and it'll format our code as we're writing code. So that's kind of cool. And Go has opinions about how your code needs to be formatted. You do not get to choose if you want your curlies on that line or on this line. They have to be on that line. You'll notice there's no semicolons, right? Generally, we don't use semicolons. Occasionally, we'll use a semicolon. The semicolons are there. They just automatically get inserted by the compiler. And so if the compiler looks for like certain tokens, and when it sees like, certain characters, tokens, whatever you want to call them, it will like insert a semicolon. So it would put a semicolon right here, which would create a problem. The compiler would do that. So we got to have that there so the compiler knows, okay, I'm not going to put a semicolon there. But yeah, so there are semicolons, but the compiler inserts them. And occasionally if we have two statements on the same line, which we do a few times, we'll use semicolons. So that's format. The next thing is share right here. So you can share this code. And you can put code up here, it runs Go code, and then you could get this link, you could send it to anybody, and this code will be up here forever. So here's that's the Go Playground, and here's the basic structure of a Go program. This is a Go program at its leanest, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a package declaration. So if you're new to programming, packages are kind of like folders where you stick all of your like code. So just like on my computer, I might have a folder for work, I might have a folder for family, I might have a folder for my photos, and I put, the appropriate things in the right places. Likewise, I might have a place called a package where I'll store all of my code for doing crypto, all of my code for doing formatting, right? All of my code for doing network stuff, and all my code for HTTP stuff. And we'll just give it a package name. And so anytime we create a Go file, the first line in the program needs to be the package declaration saying, what package do you belong to? And that's going to help us organize our code. The next thing we often see is an import statement. An import statement allows us to import other packages, code that other people have already written. We could import that code and we could use that code, and that's awesomeness. Because nobody wants to like recreate everything from scratch. A lot of programming today is like finding the pieces like Lego blocks and just plugging them together. And so you take pre-written code that's stored in packages that was either written by the people who created the Go language, and it's inside the standard library, right? So that's a little phrase there you should know, the standard library. Or it's a third-party package. And you could import that code and then use it. So once we've imported that code, I can access the package I imported with this notation. So this is the package, and this is a function in the package. So I'm saying from the fumpt package, and that's how you pronounce that. I know it sounds a little bit funny if you're not used to it. It's like, really? You say fumpt? Yeah, that's the way you say it. So Go has a language that is all its own. It has a language for talking about the language, which is Go. And so this is, the fumpt package. And it has a function that somebody wrote in that package called print line, which allows me to print something and then add a new line at the end of what I printed. So if I print, hello world, there we go. And this would be different, right? I run that. If I have 2 lines there, and I do this, all right, and I take away print line from that one, just do a print and run that. And those are the things you should ask yourself if you're new to programming. It's like, well, print line, is there just a print? Right? You should ask yourself questions and then run little tests to see. And that's how you learn about a language, right? But when I run this, it didn't put in a new line return between this first one here and the second one. Hello, first one. All right, so that's right there, no new line. But if I add that print line, it adds it in. So I know that's like totally basic intro stuff, but that's the basic setup for a program. And we could see documentation for the program at a couple of places. And one of the places we could see it is GoLang.org, the official website of the Go programming language. And we could come in here to packages, and we could go to standard library. And when we get to standard library, these are all the packages that come native built in to the Go language. So this was part of the Go language, and it's the standard library. So it's a lot of functionality. It allows you to do a bunch of different stuff. Awesome crypto, like awesome, amazing stuff in this library. But we were working with the FUMP package, the FUMP package, which is right before G, FUMP right there. And then we saw down here in the index the format print line, which was right there, format print line. So that's the one we were working with, FUMP print line. So this is GoLang.org. There's also another website called GoDoc.org. And GoDoc.org, we could search for FUMP, and here's the FUMP package from the standard library, right? So what's the difference between GoLang.org and GoDoc.org? So GoLang.org is only going to have the standard library. GoDoc.org will have the standard library and libraries written by a bunch of other people, right? And so it have third-party packages in here. And so I could come in here, and if I needed like a UUID for a program, universally unique ID, I could search for that, and like this is the one I often use right there. And so I could download that code, and I could check it, take a look at it, make sure, okay, this looks like good code, and then I could use it. And this is sorted in order of awesome goodness. Like I think they look at GitHub and see like how many other people are using it, and then that helps raise it in the ranks. That's one of the ways they figure out whether or not something should be listed higher or lower in this ranking. So anyhow, that's a little bit about the Go language. That's the obligatory Hello World program. We saw the Go playground. We saw formatting code and sharing code and running code. We learned about packages, which is packages code that's already written, which you can use. And we also saw how we have to have imports. We saw the basic structure of a Go program. And then we learned about documentation and the difference between GoLang.org, which only allows you to have the standard library, and GoDoc.org, which is the standard library and third-party packages. So we could download code and look up the documentation there. Last thing I'll show you is a source thing. I left that out. So when you're at GoLang.org, you could change package to source, like that. And then you'll see the source files, all the source files for this package. And if we open some of these, format, print, scan, right? We'll notice that the first thing here is the package declaration. We belong to package format. We belong to package format. We belong to package format. So here we have different files, format.go, print.go, scan.go. These are different Go files. And the first thing we do is in that Go file is sometimes we'll have some comments up top, but then we have the package declaration saying I am part of this package, and that's helping us organize our code. So the takeaways, right, is being able to change that from pkg at golang.org to source and see those files and the basic structure of a Go program, and then all this other stuff which we already reviewed. So that is a great start to the Go programming language. In the next couple of sections, we're going to get your environment set up so that we could start working, and you could download all the code from GitHub and start running it in your editors and get everything going awesome. So it's going to be great.